beloved follower of IBelieveSeries and dear friends of St. John Thaddeus, the patron of hopeless and difficult cases. On this 9th episode of Season 7 of IBelieveSeries, we reflect on the third reason why the judgment of the last day ought to be feared. You recall the two reasons we gave why this judgment ought to be feared. If you have forgotten, you may view again the previous episodes. Meanwhile, we gave the first reason as one, the wisdom of the judge, because his wisdom is so supreme that nothing can be hidden from it. And then two, because of the almighty power of the judge. Now, the third reason why the judgment of the last day ought to be feared is because of the inflexible justice of the judge. Inflexible justice of the judge. The judge will be firm on the judgment day. He shall not bend. There is no admission of error in his judgment, and there is no question of unfair judgment in his judgment. Therefore, the judgment of the last day ought to be feared. And one may ask, why will the judge be inflexible? Why will the judge not bend? Why will the judge be firm in passing his judgment on the last day? He shall be firm because today is our own day to change, our own day to repent. Today is the day of salvation, but tomorrow is his own day to pronounce judgment. Tomorrow is his own day to reward each man, each woman according to his or her own works. The Apostle Paul knows this very well, and then quoting prophet Isaiah, he says in 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 2 that on the day of favor I answered you, on the day of deliverance I set you free. Now is the day of deliverance. Now is the day of salvation. The day of salvation is when we are still alive, when we can still make amends, when we can still change. But the day of judgment, on that day we cannot make amends. On that day we cannot change. A student has the opportunity to seek for clarification in the course of the lecture. But on the day of exam, during the exam itself, that opportunity is taken away. The day of exam is the day of judgment, the day that the examiner has to pronounce judgment. And judgment is pronounced based on what the student has written. So today, now, is the moment that the course is still going on, that the lecture is still going on. Now is the moment of favor. Now is the moment of salvation. Now is the moment of change. Now is the moment to make amends. And we see what Jesus did and said in Luke chapter 13, from verse 6 to 9, when he gave the parable of the barren fig. He said that at a point, the owner of the fig grew impatient and he wanted to cut the barren fig. But upon the intercession of the gardener, he relented. But he gave only 1 year, so that by the time he comes back to cut the fig tree that has not produced, he will have no reason to relent. Now is that 1 year that we have. On the last day, the judge will pronounce judgment and he shall be firm. And this calls for fear. Are you not afraid? I am. And because we ought to be afraid of this judgment, we have to pray that the judge, who himself is merciful, at this moment of mercy, at this moment of favor, may grant us his grace that we may find favor before him now and on the last day, through the same Christ.